Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Semi-original guy, aka Mr. Cannon from Advanced Wars by Web, bringing you another live league game of the day. Today we are on Certified Sparkle. This is a Fog of War matchup that was played in the live league. This one was sent in to me, actually, just today. So, I figured I would feature it because the person that sent it to me said that they watched me before bed. So I thought that was pretty cool. So hopefully I'll be able to provide some entertainment for this individual before they go to bed. Now this is a base, well this is not a base light. 3 base, airports, and comm tower support. Comm towers are fairly contested over on the sides of the map here. I would say it's fairly light properties, you know, probably fairly low income in general. Maybe, not gonna count it, but not really too many properties on this one, folks, but we do have DowntoWall and everybodyliesvn. That's who we got. Alright, folks, so we have a Jess versus a Cole matchup here today. Now, Jess, as a day-to-day ability, will get plus 10% firepower on her vehicle units, but lose 10% firepower on everything else. Her normal co-power will increase her movement range of those vehicle units by +1 and further increasing their firepower, and the overdrive super co-power will increase the movement by 2 and further increase that firepower for those vehicle units as well. And then we have Cole. So Cole, as a day-to-day ability, will get plus 10% firepower on roads. His normal co-power will increase the movement range of all of his units by +1 and further increasing the firepower on roads. And the super co-power will increase the movement range by +2 and further increase that firepower on roads. So Cole, he's a road guy. He's the road warrior. That's who we got here today. We have Tank Girl versus the road warrior. So, who is going to come out on top of this Fog of War matchup? We're just going to have to wait and see, folks. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this one here. On the first few days, folks, you guys know the deal. It is the standard infantry builds, because you got to get the infantry on the field. It's the #1 priority in Advanced Wars by Web, after all. #2 priority in Advanced Wars by Web is always making sure that you are threatening range. You know, you want to make sure that you keep things just out of range when you're very close to those co-powers, because a super sneaky surprise attack will always catch somebody off guard if you plan it right. Alright, folks, so it looks like DowntoWall is starting to develop his army a little bit here, busting out the early recon over here on day 3, and everybody is now moving some of the infantry forward. They do have enough to get a recon on the field, but they choose not to, so they're not going to go with the vision this early. Which is a very curious decision, considering that this is a fairly small map. So vehicle units are going to be very critical here. Now I would prefer to go with an early recon on this one, but you know, that's just me, folks. And maybe it's for DowntoWall as well, because you can see the recon has rushed all the way up and is sitting on a property, sitting on one of those contested properties, and DowntoWall is capping the comm tower. So they are going to have 120% firepower on those vehicle units, folks. And now our Cole player does not actually see the recon. So he moves up, gets trapped by the recon. Very unfortunate for the old Colster. You know, you hate to get trapped by recons, but sometimes it does happen. Now he's decided to go for a tank buy over here on the weak side of the map. So tanks, as we know in Advanced Wars, very effective units. You know, they do a lot of firepower, they're very versatile, they move, they attack, and they have a good time. Sometimes they get sniped by artillery, and then they don't have a good time. But, as we can see, DowntoWall has no artillery yet, so we don't got to worry about that. That's a later problem for this tank. It's not a right now problem. DowntoWall has also busted out a tank of their own on the weak side, so not building a tank to actually cover the recon. But that's fine, you know, that's fine. Building units over on your strong front, or on your weak front, I guess, for down to wall is not necessarily a bad idea. I'm more of a strong front sort of pushing person, but sometimes you got to adapt, right? Now, the real question is whether or not this tank is in position, which it's not. So tank is not actually in position to attack the recon, but we can rush it forward. So that does reveal that we have a tank, but it is also going to make it so this recon is going to have to make a critical decision. That decision is going to be, do I run away or do I stay and fight? Should I stay or should I go now? For if I go, there will be trouble, but if I stay, there will be double. So you gotta let me know. Should I stay or should I go? They're gonna go. They're not gonna be sticking around that area, that's for sure, folks. That is a fool's errand indeed. Recon in the center of the map is pretty strong as well. You know, we're gonna have tons of vision all over the map. Now, it is Cole's turn over here on day 7. So let's see what they decide to do here. We are capping some properties. Boom. And we're putting a tank on a city, which is pretty far forward. But, I mean, it's a very defensive terrain for sure. Probably would prefer to put it in the forest and keep it hidden until we can actually see something to attack. But, you know, next best property that you could put it on would definitely be a city. Well, I guess city is a property in general. But next best tile you could put it on is a city for sure. Alright, so we have a little attack over here on the western side of the front. We got 2 infantry that have been injured over here. So they are not feeling too hot right now. Cole has an artillery on the field and a tank on the field over on that side. So let's see what DowntoWall decides to do. Are they going to be down to wall and start a wall? Or are they just going to forget about it all and start a brawl? You never know, folks. Let's see what happens. Boom! Infantry moving forward, capping the properties. DowntoWall now at a very respectable 14k per turn. It's going to be very nice in the long run. Boom. We have sniped out an infantry. And we have finished another infantry off, pulling our other infantry back to get some defense. So that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. You know, they're not going to be overly effective on the front line. So you might as well pull them off. So my only issue with this attack right here is if he did build a tank, right? So the tank would have 6 movements. So his tank would be right here. I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, tank could potentially be right there, but he's not. Tank could be right here, and if that's the case, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get a first strike on an old tank right here. But considering that the tank didn't use its maximum movement and sit right here, and DowntoWall had vision of this property, it's probably safe to say that he probably didn't have a tank. But maybe he had a tank, you never know. But sometimes, you know, you just gotta go for it, man. Just gotta go for it sometimes. You never know. Things could work out in your favor if you just yeet. Sometimes you just gotta yeet and you gotta go for it and you gotta hope for the best. Alright, so Cole does a nice little sort of pullback here. So he pulls his units back, starts 2 caps, forms a nice little wall around the artillery, so that's looking very strong. I don't think there is a world where DowntoWall will be able to attack into this and be able to come out successful. So they're going to have to make a decision, folks. They're going to have to pull back. Yep, they're going to pull back. Very smart move. Doesn't even go for the capture on the property as well, because that is a fool's errand. Don't want to be doing that, folks. Number 3 priority in Advanced Wars by Web is don't cap properties that you can't defend. You know, if you don't think that you're going to get the property, well, chances are is you probably won't get the property. So maybe just come back for it another day. And that's it. That's it, folks. Number 3 priority in Advanced Wars by Web. I don't mind the attack on this tank right here. So this is a fairly good engagement for Jess, like overall. So 6-7 trade. Could have been a little bit more favorable for sure, but all in all, not too shabby at all. Now, because we have 120% firepower, taking this engagement right here will guarantee that the next hit with a fresh HP tank, like full HP tank, will guarantee the KO on that tank. So, yeah, not too shabby at all. And we are now playing as Cole. Cole is going to get 2 captures and begin a capture on the comm tower. So, very nice. Boom, boom. 2 captures. 17k per turn. That is a nice spot to be in for triple base. So, that would allow you to get your copter for 9k. Then you would have 8k left over. You could potentially buy a tank infantry base skip. You could buy artillery double infantry. But what we really want is we just want one more K. One more $1,000. If you get one more $1,000, then things are going to be pretty good for you. I'm not really a huge fan of this engagement right here. This one's kind of just throwing away a tank. You could bring that tank back and get some heals and come back another day. But essentially, that's kind of just throwing away the tank. But I am absolutely loving the classy medium tank buy right here. Beautiful purchase over here by everybody. Classiest man of the game so far, folks. You gotta love it. And the classy song comes on as the classiest unit makes its debut over here on this game. So very nice indeed. Very nice. DowntoWall, definitely going to have some options here. You could attack into this eastern front over here. I don't think that he really got much vision on this front shift, but I think this recon might have been able to see this tank go by. Now, we're not going to go back, but I'm pretty sure that recon might have seen it. So if DowntoWall is paying really close attention, he will spot out the front shift, but we'll see. Yeah. Pretty nice snipe over here by the tank and an interrupt on the comm tower with the other tank. Going for a double capture here. So, very nice double capture indeed. So this is making it so everybody has to make choices, you know. That's what I talk about. Number 4 priority in Advances by Web is options. Always have options available to you. And give your opponent multiple options. Well, try not to give them too many options, but when it comes to options, like, you know, do I attack a tank or do I stop 2 caps? It's pretty good options, folks. Pretty good options. All right. Continues to capture on the comm tower. Now, that does have 2 left to go. Takes a big shot from the road and interrupts 1 cap, takes that unit out, busts forward the classy medium tank. Not too much of a fan of the positioning of the classy medium tank. What we really want to do is we want to keep this guy hidden until he can come out and do some damage. This right here is in range of this tank here, so that's a little bit of a risky play. If we had just put 1, 2, 3, 4, I mean, we could put him here and he wouldn't be seen. You could put him here and he wouldn't be seen. And then we would still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We would have pretty good range over here to defend and attack like anything. But putting him in there just basically shouts out, hey, look at me. I'm classy AF. And I don't care who knows. So maybe that's it, you know? Maybe he just doesn't care that his opponent knows that he's super classy. Which is fine, you know? If that's the way that you want to be, you want to show it to the world, you want to be proud of who you are, then you do it, man. You do it. I got no problems with that. Alright, DowntoWall captures a property and evens out the income for this match here. Now, technically, they are ahead because they do have the comm tower captured, whereas Cold does not. So they are ahead by 1 property, like, overall because of that. Now, takes a few engagements in the center, brings the copter forward, takes a fatty engagement on this tank on the city. Now, are we going to follow that up with tank strike right here? Boom. So because the copter doesn't have 120% firepower, we're not able to get a full KO on that guy. Now, the other thing that's kind of unfortunate about this, so we are, when we go, okay, well, we're not going to go back that far, but because we captured the city, right? We're not going to be able to get a KO on this unit right here unless we won't be able to, unfortunately. So we aren't going to be able to get a full KO on this tank here. But we move our units forward, you know. We're down to wall it up. Build the artillery, build a tank, build an infantry, wait the rest of the units. So I like that. That's not too bad. A little bit overextended for sure, but at the moment, Cole does not have an answer to the battlecopter minus this battlecopter here. So no immediate answer. So the battlecopter is going to go uncontested for a little while, which is, you know, it's not like the greatest thing. Not the greatest thing indeed, but, you know, it's probably not going to be too bad. So we take the shot before capping the comm tower. That is a mistake that everybody makes at every single level, so absolutely no problem with that. As long as we do cap the comm tower before taking any more engagements, and that's okay. I mean, I've taken my entire turn. I then cap the comm tower last because I'm like, ooh. You know, you start getting tunnel vision, you start getting excited, and you're just like, yeah, let's click the button. Gotta click the button. I want to see the guys explode. But no, sometimes you just need to take a second, breathe, look at the map, and be like, there's a comm tower right there. Should probably cap it. And then you go cap the comm tower, and then everything's good. So, classy medium tank on a city, taking a shot on tank, 90% damage. Pretty big hit. Pretty big hit, not gonna lie. It's a nice one. Nice big fat hit. Got a T-copter on the field over here on day 11, so that'll be interesting. Definitely going to be using that guy to funnel some mechs to the front of the battlefield here. Coal mechs are pretty good, you know, I'm not going to lie. He's got +1 movement on those mechs, so essentially they just, yeah, he's just, I don't know, +1 movement on mechs. Like, how can you go wrong with that? That's great. Now, Jess, DowntoWall has decided to use the power, the turbocharge. This is +1 movement on all those vehicle units. So he's got quite a few vehicle units on the field. Let's see what he manages to do with this attack here. So we're going to go in, first strike tank, beautiful strike. We're going to first strike another tank, beautiful strike. We're going to use the other tank to go and take that guy out. So that's a pretty devastating attack right there in itself. So that managed to do quite a bit. Now I can definitely see this other tank. Oh, and we have spotted the copter. Oh, but are we going to get the clear? Ooh, we get the clear. That's nice. That's a beautiful clear. And then we attack this arty, which is very nice indeed. Now, the last thing that we need to do here... actually, I guess it doesn't even matter, really. We could potentially block the copter off on this property right here, start a capture, but the copter is going to get through anyways and get an attack here, so unfortunately our copter is sort of toast right there. Imagine if we had built a battle copter out of this position though, last turn, and then we pop a co-power or a super co-power. Oof, we would get so much value out of that guy right away. We'd be able to take out like 3 tanks at least this turn. Because, well, maybe not full takeout, right? But this guy with Scop would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could attack here from a road. We could attack Battlecopter here. Battlecopter on Battlecopter violence here. Yeah, I guess that's about it. But we do have the classy boy too. So he can attack something also. Alright. Well, let's continue on here. I just think Battlecopter would have been a really good buy. Oh, DowntoWall, bust out the classy medium tank. Beautiful. Absolutely legendary buys here. Now, are we going to see a forced march or a trail of woe? Trail of woe, folks. Whoa. Trail of woe. Here we go. Here we go. Trail of woe. I wonder why we would attack the infantry. We can get a KO on the tank rather than the infantry, which I think would have been a little bit better. But, you know, whatever. Is what it is. +2 movement on those mechs, though, guys. Not much damage at all. I guess he gets no firepower bonus, so, you know, is what it is. Now, let's see how much damage this guy does, because that should be a good hit. I am kind of surprised it didn't clear. I'm not gonna lie. But, you know, is what it is, folks. Oh, fatty mech strike over here. That's a big one. Big old mech strike. Beautiful. Alright, T-copter dropping off an infantry, taking out another infantry. Not really getting any clears, unfortunately. Ooh, that's unfortunate. This guy should probably go and just take this guy out and just clear the unit, I think. Probably would be a little bit better than just running away and getting some heals. Ooh, we should take that engagement from the road. You know, you don't know what your opponent has. And let's just take a look. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what? Take the engagement from the road, man. Just guarantee that you get the one shot. Because of this infantry here, no matter what we're sighted, So yeah, get the firepower bonus. Trail of Woe. Cole is a road specialist, folks. You want to be using those roads to your advantage. Boom. Got another copter, another tank, and a base skip. Beautiful. Alrighty, folks. So Cole is now in the lead because he's got one more property than DowntoWall. DowntoWall did just take a pretty big hit. He had a very nice attack, but then he got counterattacked pretty significantly. So let's see what he manages to do in response to that. Wait a second. Oh no. Where are we? This is where we are. This is where we are, folks. Okay. Let's see what he does. Gonna attack a tank. Gonna try to clear a tank. Don't get the clear. Perfectly fair. He does have defense bonus, after all. So, not really expected to get a clear. And we are clearing some infantry. Very nice. I am a big fan of clearing units. So, you know, I love this. I love just clearing units, you know. If you can get a massive unit count lead, then you're having a good time, folks. Alright. Anti-air, tank, infantry buys. Very nice. Jess's anti-airs are much more effective than her copters, I'll tell you that much. When it comes to taking out copters, at least. Unfortunately, her copters are kind of poopy. They don't really do a whole lot of damage. They're still copters at the end of the day. You know, they're going to be doing copter things, but anti-air, just so much better. Oh, no. No. Oh, lordy poo. That is a terrible spot for that medium tank to go. Oh, that's going to be a bad one. That's going to be a bad one, guys. Ooh, poor classy boy. Poor classy boy. He thought he was being so clever attacking that infantry. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom. Another classy boy. This classy boy. This acid rain classy boy. Let's watch this guy. He's coming down. He's going for it. Watch this. Yeah, see? You can tell DowntoWall was just itching to do this attack. He probably saw that classy boy just roll up. And he's just like... just twiddling his fingers, probably giggling to himself, just being like... Because everything went to plan. Boom! Big old classy boy on classy boy action right there. Holy moly. 9-3 trade right there. You'll have to see it, folks. Well, you hate to see it, but then you love to see it. I don't know. I got mixed feelings about this entire thing. But, you know what? It was a good hit, not gonna lie. Nice clear on the western front as well, so things are looking pretty okay. Using these very injured infantry to scout also. So, sees that there's a copter, sees there's 2 tanks, sees there's 2 injured tanks, sees there's 2 infantry, one of which who is injured. So, very smart move. Let's not put the recon, you know, forward, so that's okay. Recon is kind of exposed after the artillery goes down, but attacking into that range with a classy boy right there is kind of a crazy thing to do. But you know what? I've seen some crazy people in Advanced Wars by Web. And sometimes they do things like this. Are they going to do it today? I don't know. Maybe. Let's see. Doesn't get the clear on that tank, though. Very unfortunate. Clears a 1 HP infantry, brings the battlecopter forward, and he is attacking the classy boy. Boom! Takes him all the way down to 6. Very unfortunate for this classy boy. Ooh, and we assault the artillery, and then we also assault our senses by busting out the stinkiest of units, folks. The stinky Neo tank has entered the fray. A Cole Neo tank, nonetheless. Very powerful Neo tank indeed, having the additional movement on it and the firepower from roads. Let's see what this little walking abomination decides to do here. Okay. Boom! Taking out a copter. Easy snipe. Taking out a tank. Easy snipe. Bringing the tank back to get some heals. Getting a shot on a fresh tank from a city. Not too bad. And we just wall off because, you know, we're down to wall. Down to wall, folks. That's what it's all about. Two more tanks and another infantry on the field, folks. That's all we need. So Trail of Woe. That's a pretty good power, folks. Pretty good super go power. 2 movement. If this Cole wanted to, he could completely turn the tides of battle this turn. So he's behind a little bit on units, yes. But having a half a classy boy and the soiled abomination here on the field is going to be incredibly powerful. It's going to be very good for clearing pretty much everything the down to wall has here. But let's see how he manages it. Let's see what happens. Now, this would be a very good time to either pop your super co-power or your co-power and unfortunately take out that classy medium tank. Alright, we're going to go with the super co-power here. The Trail of Woe. Now, does this give you full movement to move all the way over there? No, it doesn't. So we do have to move the copter. Now, it might sound wild, but the copter might actually be pretty good just attacking the anti-air. Because the anti-air is really the only counter to the copter, right? Now, I think we should be able to do quite a bit of damage to that guy. But we are going to just double check here with the old damage calculator. So if we take a look here, we're doing 23 to 30. So it's probably going to go down to 1. You'll get counterattacked by 1, and then that guy will just be out of there. So let's say that this guy is at 1, and then we swap, and then she supers, right? You're still only going to do like 2 damage. This guy would be at like, what, 7? You know, I think that would be okay. Now, at the same time, we could just attack something else. Alright, well, let's continue. Alright, so we're going to clear that guy. And we are going to bring that stinky guy all the way up there. Just obliterate our poor friend, the classy medium tank. He was so young. Oh, and we got some glitches. Oh, this mech strike. Holy macaroni and cheese, man. That's a huge mech strike. That's a 90% mech strike. Followed up by an infantry. Just takes him out. Oh, dear. Oh, dearest me. Okay, so that's not a bad place for the copter, but it does still put it in range of the anti-air. So, I guess it's fine. Okay, day 16. DowntoWall pops the super coat power. We got the overdrive. Let's see what he manages to do with this one. Ooh, tank on classy boy action over here, taking it completely out. Double tank strike rate there, not too shabby. So now this guy is going to do some major damage to this copter though. Like, it's going to be pretty good, folks. Let's see it. So 4 HP versus 8 HP, down to 1. Wow. Wow, what a strike. So while this Colt player has a Neo tank on the field, that is his only vehicle now. Jess has managed to clear the rest of the vehicles. So we have 1 Neo tank, 1 copter with 1 health, and 1 3 HP tank versus Jess. That's what we got going on here, folks. Now Colt, like I said, he did a massive attack the other turn, but he lost a lot of units. Lost a lot of units. I think we probably could have did that a little bit differently. Might have gotten different results, but this is where we are, folks. Alright. This carries on the attack on the Western Front. Attempting to cap one of the properties now. Bringing a mech forward. Getting very good use out of the transport copter. So I'm very happy about that. Taking an attack on a tank. Building another classy boy. Okay, trying to make up for past mistakes. I like it. This is what you gotta do, folks. If you bust out the stinky boys, just have a nice ratio of classy to stinky and invest in soap. Keep yourself clean, folks. That's what it's all about. Boom. Takes out that infantry right there. Takes out another infantry. 2 nice little strikes over there. And then front shifts the remaining tanks to get away from that stench. Not too shabby. Oh no, I think that was an okay turn for sure. Not too bad, you know. Not really much else you can do. Alright, so Cole's going to try to flip one of DowntoWall's properties over here. And just continues the attack, getting really good use out of these mechs, you know, attacking recons. Not able to finish off the recon, unfortunately, but doing some pretty good damage. Now, when it comes to recons, though, you definitely want to finish those guys off because any HP recon is still going to be a recon, and they are still scouting you out. Ooh, I would probably want to keep the anti-air alive. Unless we're planning on buying another anti-air, I don't know. I like the backup, though. You know, he gives Cole some options, you know? And I like options. So, I don't know. You know what? Putting the anti-air forward like that, I guess it's not really a bad idea. I mean, it kind of sucks that we are going to lose the anti-air, but this is a high-value target, right? So it is likely that Cole will at least attack it with either the Classy Boy or the Neo right here, right? And if he does, boom, 2 artillery right there. Oh, that's going to be bad. It's going to be a big old strike, folks. Let's see what he does. He does scout 1. Oh, he takes it out. Goes for the cap, but then the Classy Boy to the rescue. See, Classy Boys. They're the hero that we all need, but rarely ever deserve. Alright, more recons on the field, more copters. So Cole managed to turn this around quite a bit here. You know, I'm actually fairly impressed. That was a pretty good turnaround. So what are we gonna do? Do we stay and fight? Yeah, we stay and fight. Boom! Copter moves in, and now we got a nice attack, taking the Classy Boy all the way down to 1. What a combo, folks. What a combo. Builds another anti-air, because we are definitely going to be needing that guy. Now, unfortunately, because we did that sort of swing over there, we're not able to attack the copter over on the western front. So, the western front is in very bad shape. Now, that can fall pretty easily if we're not careful. But we'll see if he goes for it. Is he going to go for the destruction of that front? I don't know. He's kind of playing it safe right now. Flipping over to the middle of the map to meet the army. That's what we're doing. Day 20 already, though, folks. Wow. This is a long one. Long one indeed. Oh, and we send the tank forward to attack the mid. And we managed to snipe out the battlecopter. Beautiful. You love to see Jess anti-air snipe out battlecopters. That is what they were born to do, folks. Now, DowntoWall. Instead of doing the thing that some people might do and, you know, fight tech with tech, he's actually going the route of heavy artillery. Which can be very good, you know. Definitely can be very good. Ooh, copter strike. Smells like bait. Smells like bait. Oh boy. So he went up and took the copter strike. Doesn't back it up with anything else because he sees the artillery and he doesn't want to be attacking that. Front shifts the rest of his stuff over to the western front because the west is where we can actually win the battle right now. So I do like that front shift. Indeed, but unfortunately, we are going to be losing quite a few units over here in the center. Oh, we pop a turbocharge. Okay, here we go. Here we go, folks. Turbocharging. Boom. Let's see what happens. Uses the 2 HP copter to scout. And the recon to scout. So what have we learned? What have we learned here? We learned that there's units there. Was it the recon that attacked? Yeah, it was. Okay. So we attack, and we attack. Alright, we're gonna injure some infantry. We don't want him to be getting our comm tower. Very nice. Attacks with the anti-air very far forward. Kind of a risky play, but you know what? Desperate times call for desperate measures, folks. Sometimes you gotta do these kind of things. Both players are doing pretty good things with their T-copters, too. I like the T-copter movements in this one, you know? I think, you know, some of the recent RIP videos that have been floating around the internet have made people appreciate T-copters more. So, very nice. Ooh, and we have a copter takeout. Ouch. Ooh, and this is very dangerous because we are most likely going to be losing that comm tower. I don't see any way that we can stop the capture of the comm tower. Oh boy. Now, the question is, can we flip Cole's comm tower? Maybe. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. I don't know. We'll find out. We do clear an infantry. Kind of a risky move. I know what he's doing, though. I mean, his thought is, like, he really wants to stop the infantry from capturing. Builds the rocket. Oh, interesting. So as we know, folks, rockets do get bullied on the Semi-Original Guy channel quite often. So we will see if the trend continues today. Beautiful, folks. Absolutely gorgeous. We have secured Cole's comm tower. So while we are about to lose one comm tower over on the western front, DowntoWall is going to be able to secure the comm tower over on the eastern front as well. So we are going to have a comm tower flip. Ooh, built a classy boy. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Ooh, we are going to lose that though, so that's unfortunate. Yeah, that is quite unfortunate. Oh no, he spotted the rocket and it gets bullied on the Semi-Original Guy channel. Oh god, who would have thought? Who would have thought that the rocket would get bullied? Oh god, and I pressed the button again. No spoilers. But now we get to listen to the super. Okay, so yeah. It got bullied, folks, and there's a... There is, This is dangerous. This is so dangerous. That's a base lock, man. That's a base lock. Alright, let's see if the turbocharge can do anything. So we attack a tank, manage to take out the tank, bring the rocket back. Okay, that's a good spot for the RD. Builds a tank. Taking out one. I mean, now what we have to do is we have to also base lock. But can we? That's the question. So, Classy Boy, unfortunately, only has one vision, so it's not going to be able to see too far. The only thing that I can see right now, actually, is a T-copter, so it has no idea of the looming threat of danger that lies in the shade. So, yeah, that's pretty good. I'm very much liking Cole's position over here, though. I mean, I like DowntoWall's position over here, but I'm surprised that it's actually gone to be such a good base trade here. See what he does. I wouldn't have moved this right here. Like, I think he's trying to scout this, but I mean, you kind of limit yourself from attacking this base, right? I guess we don't have anything else that we can really put on it, though. I don't know. Let's see. So we pop the super. Oh, he's got vision now, folks. He sees the looming threat of danger now. Alright, starts some caps. Oh, that rocket, man, he's getting bullied. He's getting so bullied. Alright. Why? Okay, so we build double tank. But then we don't build anything on the other base that's about to get flipped. I think that's a mistake. I mean, you should definitely at least put some kind of resistance there. At least an infantry. Like, just pop an infantry on there. You know, you don't want your opponent to just mindlessly be able to walk onto the property and be like, it's mine now. Give them some resistance at least. Alright, so DowntoWall, he's got a base trait. Or he's got the base. So things are looking pretty good there. Oh, and he's got the classy boy. He's got the classy boy on his base now. So now Cole has to clear the classy boy in order to actually get that base. Will he be able to do it with just a Neo and an artillery? He hasn't done it yet. Ooh, the rocket is taken out. Ooh, nope, we can't clear it just yet. So we are gonna walk away. I'm gonna walk away. Ooh. So Jess doesn't have enough to actually build another classy boy or anything. But probably what they could do in this situation here. So they have 15,300 funds, right? The best thing that you could do would probably be to join these two units together, because that would give you, like, you know, just under, like, around 6,000 funds-ish. So that'll give you enough to either buy another classy medium tank. Or if you want to get stinky, I mean, you could maybe buy... No, you don't want to do that. You just buy a classy medium tank. You know, don't be stinky. And if you are stinky, just, you know, invest in soap. Okay, it's looking pretty good. He doesn't really have like a whole lot of threat of the base takeover right now, so not building another classy boy is okay. I just like the idea of building the classy boy, you know. But that's it, folks. That's it. Cole is resigned, and DowntoWall is the winner here today after a pretty good matchup, you know. All in all, I thought this was a very nice matchup indeed. I mean, Cole came very, very close to flipping that base himself, but he was just a little bit too slow and just didn't quite have the forces, whereas DowntoWall managed to just get in there with his artillery and just blast away. So congratulations to DowntoWall for the win, and everybody lies VN. You played well, folks. You played well, friend. You played well, indeed. So, if you guys enjoyed that one, consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe. I will see you all on the next one. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.